In the woods outside rural Ashland, there stood an abandoned farmhouse that locals refused to go near. People whispered that the family who once lived there had disappeared without warning. No packed belongings, no signs of struggle, no explanation. When police first entered the house years ago, they found plates still sitting on the dining table, a radio humming with static in the kitchen, and muddy footprints leading upstairs. But strangely, none leading back down. Years later, a group of college friends visited the farmhouse to film content for their horror channel. At first, the place looked like every other abandoned home: cracked windows, rotting wood, dust covering old furniture. But as they explored deeper, one detail unsettled them. Every family photo hanging on the walls had the faces scratched away, not torn or damaged by time, carefully carved out, as if someone wanted the identities erased forever. While filming one of the upstairs bedrooms, their camera recorded something none of them heard at the moment. A faint whisper echoed through the footage saying, "Don't look under it." The group only discovered it later while replaying the recording. Nervous but curious, they searched beneath the bed, expecting some kind of prank or hidden animal. Instead, they found dozens of old cassette tapes stacked in perfect rows, each marked with handwritten dates. Downstairs, they found an old tape recorder and decided to listen. The first recordings sounded normal. Family dinners, laughter, children playing in the background. But with each tape, the mood became darker. The mother's voice grew paranoid as she claimed someone was standing outside the windows every night watching the house. The father insisted she was imagining things, but the fear in her voice only intensified. On later recordings, the children stopped speaking completely. The house sounded quieter, wrong somehow. On the final cassette, the family sounded terrified. Loud knocking echoed through the house while the father whispered in a shaking voice, "If anyone finds these, don't let it inside." Then the tape went completely silent. No static, no background noise, just silence. At that exact moment, the college students heard 3 slow knocks coming from downstairs. Everyone froze. Another knock echoed through the kitchen, even though the front door was still locked from the inside. One of the friends rushed to the window and suddenly went pale. Standing near the dark tree line outside the farmhouse was a tall, motionless figure staring directly at the house. Its body looked unnaturally thin, dressed in old-fashioned clothing that didn't belong to the modern day. The cameraman slowly zoomed in, and that's when they realized the figure's face looked scratched away. Exactly like the people in the photographs upstairs. Panic exploded through the house. The group ran downstairs trying to escape, but the front door refused to open no matter how hard they pulled. One of them screamed that the figure was no longer near the trees. It was standing on the porch. The camera suddenly dropped to the floor, showing only shaking flashes of movement and terrified screams before the footage cut off entirely. Days later, police recovered the abandoned cameras and recording equipment inside the farmhouse. The footage was uploaded online as evidence during the investigation. None of the college students were ever found. Thanks for watching.